Hey guys, and welcome once again to this channel. If you have been here and if you haven't, it is so very sweet of you to pass by. I hope that you hit that subscribe button. Today's video is going to be the second video in my fall 2018 series. Last time we made a wreath, actually two of them, and today we're going to be making this beautiful centerpiece. So if you want to see how I made this, then just keep on watching. So for this, you're going to need a cake pan, a pie pan, and then a pizza pan. These are all from the Dollar Tree, as everything else is, like the flowers, the moss, everything that you'll see me using, except for the spray paints. Obviously, I wish Dollar Tree has spray paints, but they don't. So I got this one, I think at Walmart or Home Depot. They're about the same price, so you can get it at either place. Michael's also has spray paints, but I find that they don't have that big of a selection, so the other two places are just better for that. And I'm just spray painting all three of the molds. And by the way, this is a matte white spray paint. You could go for whatever color you want and whatever finish you want, but this is just what I wanted to use. For the pillars that I'm going to be using in between the 3-tier tower that I am creating, I'm using these little wooden thingies that I had from a previous DIY, but Dollar Tree does have these glass candlestick stands, so those work perfectly for this DIY, but these are just a little bit taller, and since I had them and I wasn't using them, then I decided to use them for this. So to glue the pieces together, I'm going to be using some E6000, but also I'm using some hot glue. I've explained this before. The reason why I do this is because the hot glue dries faster, so then I can move the stand around and put the flowers and everything, but then the E6000 is just more long lasting, so it's going to ensure that my 3-tier cake stand or flower stand or whatever you want to call this will last for a very, very long time. So I am applying both glues on the stands, and then I'm going to glue those to the bags or the bottoms of the cake stand and the pie stand, and then I'm going to put everything together, starting from the smallest one at the top and then the biggest one at the bottom, which is the pizza one, of course. And I do have a new hot glue gun, as you can see, which I am loving. Now for the actual decorating of this centerpiece, I'm going to be using some Spanish moss. I think this is what this is called. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If you were doing this for like the spring or the summer, you might want to use the green moss. But since this is for the fall and maybe the winter, then I'm using the brown looking moss, which I don't know, it just makes more sense to me this way. But you could use either one at any point, obviously. So I am putting a ton of moss on every level of the 3-tier stand, and then I'm going to start like placing the flowers and all of that. So right now we're just going to ignore the fact that it seems like I already did the second level, because I actually haven't at this point. I did the entire lower level and then I just hated everything, so I started working on the second one and then went back to the first one. So I placed this little like glass jar that I had, or like a little, well yeah, like a glass jar, because I wanted the flowers to have like different levels or different heights. I didn't want everything to be just like low, so the little glass jar helped me to like put some flowers so that they were higher than the rest of them. Then I had these tiny flowers from like 3 years ago, I think, that I bought, so I don't know that you can find them now, but you can definitely get like some different flowers maybe. And then the lighter ones I did get this year, they are marigolds, I believe. And then I placed the little ones inside the jar, then I placed the bigger ones outside surrounding the jar, and then I just kind of went crazy with other things like the little pumpkins that I had left over from my wreath DIY, and then some leaves that I also had from like 2-3 years ago, and then these little, I think they're called cattails. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what they are. And then I just kind of go crazy and place these all over the place. Don't be afraid to use different things, because I could have sworn that I would only need the cattails, the pumpkins, and the flowers. And I was just so glad that I had the leaves and the tiny flowers later on. And after I do all 3 layers, then I'm pretty much done. So this is what my centerpiece turned out to look like. I love, love, love how it looks. I do want to mention that if you are going to use like little glass jars, stick to the lower bottom, because I used one in the top and it ended up coming off. So because it was just too heavy. So don't do that. Just use it in the lower level. And yeah, I love how this turned out. I hope that you guys enjoyed this DIY and this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me and it helps my channel. And thank you so, so, so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of the fall. Bye.